So the flagging campaign is still going, by the way. You may have thought that it died down because it stopped making the big headlines. But no, it's still going. I mean, here's a St George's Cross that was painting on a crossing only 2 days ago that the BBC is, oh my God. This was in Audley in Staffordshire, just a very quaint little English village. And this was first spray painted in August. And then the patriots who did it have come back and done it for a second time. Good for them. We encourage residents to show their love for their country in other ways. Ah, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Well, fly a flag if it's done safely. You know what? It's not about taking your direction. That's the point. Right? The point of all of this is saying, this is our country. We're going to do what we want. We're going to have the way we want it to be. This is a statement of this country being the possession of the English people. That collectively, we, the English, own England. So we get to decide. And that's the point. And that's why you're writing this. So, well, I mean, the Labour Council would just really like it if you didn't. Oh, is that so? Oh, sorry, Labour Council. You must have mistaken me for someone who doesn't think you're a fucking traitor and who isn't looking forward to the next electoral bloodbath you're about to experience as your party collapses in like a fucking harmonica. No, harpsichord. Like the pancaking of your platform into absolutely nothing, putting you in third or fourth place, vying for third or fourth place with the Tories, making this a reform liberal democrat country. I can't wait. Like, you don't seem to understand just how excited I am to see you shut the fuck up and get kicked out of fucking politics. Like, you don't understand. You absolute fucking traitors. I don't want to hear from a Labour MP from anywhere, because soon there aren't going to be any Labour MPs anywhere. So just, I think you've mistaken me for someone who thinks your opinion is relevant. But the point is, and I said this from the start, they will not be able to co-opt the St George's Cross because they do not believe in it. They do not believe the St George's Cross stands for inclusion and diversity because, of course, it is an explicit statement of England. This is the flag of the English people, and this is why it is their national flag. It belongs to us, not them, and they've got no interest in taking it. Now, the reason that I've always advocated it's got to be the St George's Cross, not the Union Jack. Not that there's anything wrong with the Union Jack, obviously. It's that they could co-opt the Union Jack. They could say, well, the Union Jack has always represented the four nations of Britain. It is intrinsically not a mono-ethnic flag, and therefore we could expand it to be anything. British is the civic identity, and it can include anyone in the world because the British Empire stretched across the entire world. And they're not wrong on that, actually. And it's not to say that we need to give up the Union Jack or anything like that. But what it means is that the St George's Cross has a special power. It's exclusive. It is not inclusive. It specifically excludes everyone who is not English. And that's why they hate it. And that's why they fear it. Now remember, a couple of months ago, The Guardian were publishing articles on this. The flags are a symbol of prejudice, not pride, and a distinct air of menace. Don't you fucking forget it, Johnny. Don't you forget it. It is a symbol. It's a prejudice in favour of ourselves, in favour of our country. And if you detect a distinct air of menace in that, well, why are you treading on our toes? Why are you trying to take away our country from us? And you know you are. We know you are. So let's drop the games. Why are you doing it? Why are you, an Englishman, doing this to us, your countrymen? We're not happy, John. Why aren't you listening? Why are you not listening to us when we say this is spiritually painful for us to have to experience? It puts us in doubt that there will be an England to pass on to our children, John. Why aren't you worried? And that's where you think the distinct air of menace is coming from, doesn't it? Isn't it? You know that actually what you're doing is wrong. Shouldn't be done. Shouldn't be tolerated for any other group of people anywhere else on the planet. But it is for us. You will tolerate it for us. You resentful bigot. And it keeps going. The St. George's flags on the nation's streets are causing division and fear, says a police chief. Oh, sorry, Emily Spurrell, chairwoman of the Association of Police and Crime Commissioners. If you think it's sowing fear, you've got to ask yourself why. I mean, if I went to another country and I saw them putting up their national flag, I'd be like, yeah? Why is that a problem? Who cares? This is their country. Obviously, they're going to fly their national flags. What's the problem here? I wouldn't be like, oh no, I'm suddenly afraid. Unless I thought I was doing something wrong. Unless I thought I was doing something to hurt those people. And that because the government was giving me privileges as a minority and foreigner, stranger in their country, over the natives, and it may be extracting huge amounts of tax revenue from the natives and giving it to me for free to live on benefits in their country, and continually bringing in these immigrants so the areas of their country didn't represent, didn't resemble what it used to just merely say 25, 30 years ago. And the people are like, Jesus, we're losing our country. As in, if I was doing something to them, well, then I might start being like, oh, actually, they might get a bit angry about that. Maybe I just shouldn't be doing the things that I've been doing. Maybe the government shouldn't have been doing the things the government's been doing. Maybe, just maybe, they have a point that we ought to listen to. Maybe, just maybe, we should actually respect that. Maybe it's not fair what we've been doing to them. Maybe I don't deserve their money. Maybe I don't deserve to take their land from under their feet with the blessings of the government for some reason. Maybe, just maybe, what I've done to these people is wrong, and them putting up these flags that are making me feel so afraid is something I deserve. This backlash is something I've brought on myself, because of the activities I have willingly participated in and profited from. And you can say, well, look, this is a part of a disturbing trend in a rise of hate-fueled rhetoric and deliberate misinformation about immigration and asylum seekers. Yeah, bollocks. Immigration is way worse than the public believes it to be, on all counts. And so you can say, well, flags are an expression of identity and proudly fly outside our buildings. But when they used to provoke fear or assert dominance, they become tools of division. A flag is an assertion of dominance. That's what a flag is. You fly a flag to say whatever this flag symbolizes, represents, makes present in its presence, that thing is the reigning orthodoxy here, which is why you fly your fucking pride flags. That's why you fly your fucking Palestinian flags. And that's why we're flying the England flag. And you can suck it. That's not free expression, that's intimidation. Then every time you've flown a fucking foreign flag, that was intimidation too. And I tell you what, right? In many ways, I think that you know it is, and I think you did it on purpose. Like when you're flying your stupid Palestine flags, and there's huge marches full of these raging Islamists, I think you know that that's deliberate intimidation. When they're flying communist flags or whatever flags, you think that's intimidation. I think that you know that's what you're doing, and what this is projection on your part. And now you see us playing your game. You're like, well, hang on a second. That's not fair. You're not allowed to play this game. Only we are allowed to sow division and intimidation. How dare you sow fear, fueling division, and leaving our neighbours, our colleagues, our friends, feeling unsafe in their homes and afraid to walk down the street, like we have been feeling. Sorry, you put the fucking pride flag on your fucking cars. Sorry for swearing so much, but this really annoys me. How dare you say that we're not allowed to play that same game? How dare you, when they're flying their goddamn flags, you say that we're not allowed to fly ours? Yeah, no, this is us fighting back against your game of fear, division, and intimidation. Yeah, we're fighting back against it. That's what these flags are for, and that's why I'm for it. I don't care if you think this worries these people that you have decided that you will protect against the native population. I don't care. I don't care. And if they don't like it, guess what they have? That's right. They have entire continents full of countries that belong to them. They can go back to the places that they came from because they have citizenship there. They have family there. They have friends there. They grew up there. I'm not a citizen of another country. I literally have nowhere else to go. I have one passport to this country, and so I'm kind of interested in retaining our grip on this country. This is our country. And if these people think, oh, you know what? I think we've taken too much advantage of the natives and the natives are starting to get a bit pissed off. Maybe I will leave. Yeah, maybe you should leave. Maybe it is time for you to consider, you know what? I think that we've overstayed our welcome here. We were never welcome in the first place. The people here did not want us, never wanted us. And we pushed and we pushed and we had rape gangs and we had benefits, cheats and frauds and suck up all this money. And then we got affirmative action promoting us to the top of all sorts of hierarchies. Where really, what are we doing here? Like, we have countries where we're just nothing but those people in those hierarchies. And yet for some reason, over the English people, we have to have foreigners ruling us. I'm sorry, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. And you can call me anything under the sun, and I'll never become happy with it. Like, it's Shabana Mahmood, a Pakistani woman who was racist. But can't she just be an MP in Pakistan? Can't she be the Home Secretary in Pakistan? Why does it have to be her here? And the thing is, I support what she's doing. It's just the principle of the thing. Why should I have foreigners ruling over me? We didn't lose a war. Why should I have a foreigner, someone who is not English, someone who's not British even, or like ethnically British, legally she might be British, why should I have her ruling over me? And these are questions that you have to answer because this is what the flagging is about. Ultimately, it's to say, look, England is for the English. And if these people think, well, this means no-go zones, A, wrong, that's not what it means. But if you feel that way, well, I mean, nobody cared how intimidated we felt with all of the urban youths and their machete fights and knife stabbings and whatnot in the streets. No one cares about the smash and grab raids that leave us feeling intimidated. I mean, I was just deliberately intimidated. And with the Asians, well, I mean, we've talked about the Palestine flags, but let's just talk about the rape gangs, man. I mean, no one cares that makes us feel intimidated. No one cared. You covered it up. It was all covered up by the cops, by the local councils, by the MPs themselves. They've gone to extreme lengths to try and avoid this issue, and it took us decades to mainstream and force action on this topic. So if we're going to talk about people feeling deliberately intimidated, man, like, I think you can weather a few England flags, and if you can't, well, again, you have entire continents full of countries of people just like you, exactly like you, where you would be most welcome, where they don't fly the England flag, where they fly your personal flag of preference, whether it's the Jamaican flag, whether it's an African flag, whether it's Pakistan, Bangladesh, or India, or wherever. There are many countries full of literally billions of these people where you can feel at home. And if you can't tolerate us wanting to feel at home in England by putting up our England flags, then I'm sorry, but I'm completely out of sympathy. I'm just out of sympathy. I just don't care. Too bad. They can leave if they don't like it. And if they feel in some way guilty about this, which I think many of them are actually starting to think, oh God, we've pushed it too far, then stop pushing. That's the only answer. We've had enough. And they complain, well, I mean, workers have been sent out to take them down and they get unacceptable abuse. Well, I mean, we've got different standards of what's acceptable and unacceptable. You felt it acceptable that literally young girls in England got gang raped and trafficked and prostituted because they were English. Because they were either atheists or Christians and English. And they would be abused by their captors through a particular religious lens. And you weren't like, oh, that's unacceptable abuse. And if it's not as bad, if the abuse that these workers taking down the flags are receiving is not as bad as that, then perhaps it's not actually unacceptable. Perhaps actually we're going to use that as the standard for what is and isn't acceptable, because you tolerated it for decades. And I'm sorry, I'm just using your own standards here. And of course, they're going to try every little thing. Oh, you can't have your Christmas lights unless the England flag's taken down. You know what then? I'm happy to go without the Christmas lights. Or, and what I like about this is the financial implications of removing flags. Don't take them down. And then you haven't spent any money taking them down. And then we can have the Christmas lights, can't we? And you know what? I'm even up for having a whip round. We can have, I bet the local community in Harrietsham Parish Council, if they say, look, We can't afford to have the Christmas lights and take down the flags. I'm sure people will say, well, then don't take down the flags. But even if that were the case, say, okay, well, how much do you need for the lights? If you're like, oh, we need to raise 10, 20 grand. Well, okay, go around to like 2,000 people and get a tenner and see. I bet you could do it. I bet you could have them both, right? So all I'm saying is the patience is over. Like, we just don't care. I just don't care about these objections. Oh, we're feeling afraid. We're feeling intimidated. Oh, that's a shame for you. It's a real shame for you. But I support putting up the flags. And whilst people in England put the flags up, I will support it. And I don't care. All of these other things, well, that's a shame for you. Just like you think it's a shame for us with the things we are bothered about, which are the cause of these flags going up in the first place. And until you show us the same goddamn consideration that you're demanding for yourself, well, not bothered. Just not bothered at all. Deal with it.